Hey guys, what is up? And this is going to be a complete and utter mess. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do my week 15 review. I'm going to show you my week 16 predictions, do my week 16 review, show you my week 17 predictions, and do my week 17 review for the 2018 NFL season. Excuse me. Now, the reason I'm doing this all is because I got really busy around the holiday time, and I found myself either Saturday night or Sunday morning, and I'm like, oh no, I didn't do it. I didn't do anything. I had my week 15 review edited sitting in my, like my little, like if you go to your documents and the little video tab, it was sitting in there with the rest of the videos I've recorded and yet to edit. So, oops. So I'm going to do all that right now. I'm going to try to do it with the best of my capabilities and memory. So let's start with the Chargers-Chiefs game. So I did pick the Chiefs here to win this. Chargers massive balls. They scored the touchdown and went for two right at the end to win. That took some balls. Alright, let's see. Then we have, let me go back over where I need to be. Here we go. We have the Texans and the Jets. I did take the Texans to win that game. You guys can go back and check my Week 15 predictions. That's uploaded. So I did pick the Texans here. Okay, I watched the second half of this game, from what I remember. I got out of work and I watched the second half of this game. Pretty good game overall. Jets, I think they're up and coming. They need some offensive weapons, but they're up and coming. Browns Broncos, didn't watch a second of that game, but I picked the Browns. Let's see. If I scroll down again, there we go. Packers Bears, I did take the Bears in that game. Packers are a mess. I think that was probably their second week with their new head coach. That was like their second or third week with their new head coach. Lions Bills, I did take the Bills here. Didn't really know why, just had a gut feeling, and I think I just love Josh Allen too much. Buccaneers Ravens, I did pick the Buccaneers to win that, and they ended up losing. That was more of a hope pick because they were right behind Pittsburgh. Let's see, Cardinals, Falcons. Let's see, I took the Falcons in that game. Yay, because Cardinals suck. Raiders, Bengals, I did take the Bengals there, just because the Raiders somehow suck even more than them. Let's see, Titans, Giants, I took the Giants there. I thought it was going to be a nice defensive battle, but I thought the Giants were catching steam, and they were going to find a way to win that game. They did not. Alright, I'm going to take this is almost like a halftime to go over the record. So, a season record, I was at, after week 15, I was at 131, 91, and 2. And I had gone 9-7 in week 15. Alright, back to it. So, Dolphins, Vikings, I picked the Vikings, and for once I did not jinx them. Redskins, Jags, I believe I picked the Jags, I did. That was a bit surprising because I think John Johnson had to come into the game and beat them. And, that's freaking John Johnson. And then the second shutout of the week was Cowboys Colts. I did pick the Colts there. I like Andrew Luck too much. I do. I like him too much. I'll talk about the Colts a little bit more for Week 17 review. Let's see. Seahawks, 49ers. I did take the Seahawks in that game and was surprised to see the 49ers win. To be honest, I don't know if Nick Mullins was still the quarterback at that time or for that game. I have no idea, but he's shown to be okay. I think Jimmy G is still going to be the starter, but if he can kind of just learn under Jimmy, maybe the 49ers can trade him away to some quarterback-needy team and see what happens, but other than that, he'll spend a few years under Jimmy, and then go try his hand at a different team, most likely. But then you have Jimmy G, CJ Beathard, and Nick Mullins. And I think Nick Mullins would win out the job over CJ Beathard. Let's see. Oh, I'm tired. Oh, yay. Favorite game. The Patriots at the Steelers. I did take the Patriots to win this game, and I was wrong. Yay. Pittsburgh finally got that freaking monkey off their back. Oh my god, they finally got the monkey off their back. That is Tom Brady and the Patriots. That was brutal. Just having year after year after year where they can't beat them. And then last year you had that one call where it was Jesse James, where he kind of crossed the goal line, but when he hit the ground he lost the ball a bit. So they called it an incomplete pass. And Ben the next play, no, 2 plays after, I'm sorry, threw a interception, red zone interception, but he seems to be doing that a lot lately. But, I mean, Joe Hayden made a great play, but at the same time, Edelman had drops. Gronk's not near what he used to be. So, I'll take wins against the Patriots when I can get them. But, they had the 2 weeks in a row. You had the Miami Miracle. Now they lost in Pittsburgh, and people are like, oh, everything's going downhill. Will they make the playoffs? Will they ever be good again? Is Tom going to retire? Like, guys, shut up. One, the Miami Miracle, fluke play. Whereas this was an actual game where, it was a fair game. Pittsburgh just made a couple more plays than New England did. Let's see. Eagles at Rams. I did pick the Rams. And gotta say, Nick Foles, damn, dude. Air freshener, sorry. Damn, Nick. He is unbelievable in what he's been doing over the past couple years for Philadelphia. Carson Wentz gets hurt, goes down, and Nick just trots in. Hey guys, you feel like going to the Super Bowl? I'm on my way. Now I'm not saying that's going to happen again this year. The Saints are my Super Bowl pick. But, damn, dude. Jeez. If Carson Wentz wasn't Carson Wentz, if they just had an okay guy, Foles would be the starter, guaranteed. And then Saints-Panthers, I did pick the Saints, but I thought it was going to be a blowout. Why am I yawning so much? I thought it was going to be a blowout with this game, but it ended up being close, but I'm right, so I don't care. Alright, let's move on to Week 16. Okay, guys, so in Week 16, we finally actually had Saturday NFL games. We had 2 of them. We had the Redskins at the Titans and the Ravens at the Chargers. I picked the Titans and the Chargers to win those games. Titans, I honestly felt could beat the Redskins, and Chargers, I did feel could beat the Ravens. But, man, the Ravens with Lamar Jackson, it's hard to win a game when your opponent rushes for 300 yards. It's hard to do it. And that's pretty much what they're doing. They're doing between Lamar Jackson and the other running backs, it's 200 to 300 rushing yards per game. That is unbelievable. Now, if for some reason, let's imagine the Super Bowl is Ravens-Saints. The Saints have the number 1 rush defense in the NFL. If they can't run the ball, I don't know what the Ravens are going to do. But I don't think the Ravens are going to make it anyway, so doesn't matter. Alright, let's go Bengals-Browns. I did take the Browns in this game, just because I felt like they could do it. Now, here's the thing. Baker needs to grow the hell up. He makes a play. I don't know what the play was. Touchdown, big pass, I don't care. As he's going down the field, he stares down his former head coach, Hugh Jackson. Stares him down. Just goes. And I honestly think it goes back to Hard Knocks when he told Baker, "Hey, guess what? You won the backup job." And he's like, "Excuse me?" And but that's the thing about Baker. If there's no fight to go, like if there's no fight, he will go find one. That's how he is, and he just needs to grow up because he has the crotch grab and run from like he just has to grow up. Because if he doesn't, he's gonna make a lot of enemies in this league, and he'll be out of it faster than you can say whoops, or faster than he can say whoops, I guess. Buccaneers at Cowboys. I did take the Cowboys to win this game and bounce back from their debacle against the Colts. Um, Plus, Buccaneers are you can't figure them out whether they're good or not. You can't figure them out. Vikings at Lions. I did take the Vikings to win this game. So, again, I didn't curse them. Thank goodness gracious. Then, let me think. Can't really think of anything else. I just thought they'd be better than the Lions. Bills at Patriots. I did pick the Patriots to win this game. Just because Bill Belichick is undefeated. At home against rookie quarterbacks. He is. And the Patriots were undefeated at home in general this season. It's very hard to go into New England and win. So it's unfortunate the Bills had to go do that, but I think Josh Allen, they showed promise with him. Gonna take a little time out and go over the record. A little halftime, just like we did with Week 15. Oh, wait. Hold on, guys. I completely forgot to show you my picks, so I posted them on Twitter. Here they are. Now they're not going to be in the same order, I don't believe, because I would have used Google, which gives it in a different order than NFL.com does. But I'm just going to leave this up for a little bit. You guys can go through it. And we're done. So, just to make sure you guys, believe me. And we're also just going to talk about the record. So in week 16, I went 11-5, and that gave me a season record of 142, 96, and 2. So the idea would be to stay under 100 wrong picks. If I can do that, I'm pretty happy. So let's continue. So then we had the Packers and the Jets. I did pick the Packers to win this game. I'm looking down my paper if you're wondering, just to make sure I don't misspeak. I did pick the Packers to win this game, though this was a real close game. Sam Darnold, there's a lot of teams now where they have their quarterback. Now, I'm going to go through a few. Some are rookies, some are not. But there are a lot of teams with young quarterbacks who have their quarterback for the next decade. Like, the Jets have Sam Darnold. The Bills have Josh Allen. I do believe the Cardinals have Josh Rosen. I do believe he's going to do something. It's just they're not a very good team this year. Lamar Jackson's been doing well for Baltimore. Baker, if he can grow up, he will be very good. And the thing is, I like him as a football player, but I would have never drafted him because of his off-the-field issues and his immaturity and all that. It was very Johnny Manziel to me. But then you got Jared Goff, Carson Wentz, Jimmy G, down in San Francisco. I think Russell Wilson can still play another, maybe not decade, but he still has quite a few years left. You got Deshaun Watson, Andrew Luck. There are so many, half the league has a young quarterback that's going to run it for the next decade. And that's something that we're going to have going for us. And we're going to be like, yay. But then, you get, you're going to miss Brady, Roethlisberger, Breeze, Rodgers. You're gonna have those guys who are Hall of Famers, and you're gonna be like, all right. I mean, even Matt Ryan, he may not be a Hall of Famer, but he's not gonna be playing in another 10 years probably. I don't think Matt Stafford's gonna be playing in another 10 years. I mean, Ryan Tannehill may end up being cut by the Dolphins for all we know. But then you got who else? I'm just trying to think of quarterbacks off the top of my head. Cam Newton can probably still be playing in 10 years. Now, hopefully, if I'm correct, Mason Rudolph will end up being the Steelers' quarterback in 10, for the next 10 to 15 years. But who knows? But we have this time where half the league, at least, is going to have their franchise quarterback. And you can list people like Dak, but I think he's the benefit of a good running game with Zeke. He's okay, don't get me wrong. He's not a bad quarterback, but he's not a Brady. He's not a Mahomes. There's so many guys in the league where it's, 20 teams are gonna have franchise quarterbacks. It's insane. But I'm sorry I rambled there. Texans Eagles. I did pick the Texans to win this game, and it's again just the Nick Foles magic. Falcons at Panthers. I did take the Panthers to win this game. Can't figure them out. Can't figure the Falcons out. Can't figure the Buccaneers out. There's so many teams where it's like, we can't figure you out this year. Alright, Giants at Colts. I did pick the Colts to win this game. I didn't think it'd be close at all. Thanks, Giants. I pick you week 15 to beat the Titans. You get shut out. I pick you to get blown out, almost, against the Colts. You almost beat them! What is going on with that? Then you had the Jags and the Dolphins. I did take the Jags to win this game. Dolphins just aren't that good, and I thought the Jags could do better. Just even by a little bit to beat the Dolphins. Then you had the Rams and the Cardinals. I did pick the Rams to win this game just because Cardinals are the Cardinals. Rams are rolling. They're a playoff team. They are a playoff team. One of the best in the NFC. Behind, obviously, the Saints. Then you have the Bears and the 49ers. I did take the Bears, but I didn't think it'd be this close. I didn't. Oh boy, Steelers, Saints, and actually, I took the Saints in this game. I did. And, man, this would have been amazing if the Steelers were to have beaten the Saints, but there was the BS pass interference call. You had the fumble by Stephen Ridley, the fake punt, the fumble by Juju at the end. And I even said the fake punt was going to come back to bite the Steelers in the butt. I tweeted it. That one I'm not going to put up. You can go find it if you want. Not that important for me to edit it in. But there's all that stuff where the Steelers definitely could have won that game. But, I mean, that pass interference on 4th down was such BS, though, by Joe Hayden. And then he got flagged again. I mean, yeah, there was a little tug. Did it really affect his ability to catch the ball? That was a heartbreaking loss. Then you had the Chiefs and the Seahawks. I picked the Chiefs to win this game, and Seattle proved why they should not be underestimated in the conference and should be seen as a playoff team. Even though the Rams are running away with their division. Then you had the Broncos and Raiders. I did take the Broncos here, and the Raiders shocked me. They won a game. Case Keenum is kind of what we thought he is. He's an up-and-down quarterback, and the Broncos overpaid for him because they cannot draft a quarterback to save their life. John Elway's trying to find the next John Elway, but all he's getting is Tim Tebow. He's getting Tim Tebow. He's getting Tebow, Jamarcus Russell, Johnny Manziel. He's getting those guys, essentially. He has to go find... And the thing is, think about it. Who'd you have? You had Kyle Orton. You had Tim Tebow. You had Jay Cutler. And then finally, Peyton Manning falls from the heavens into your lap. You're good for a few years because it's Peyton freaking Manning. You didn't have to go draft him. You knew he was good. Then you have Brock Osweiler. You have Chad Kelly. You have who's the guy out of Memphis they drafted? They drafted a guy out of Memphis. I can't think of his name. Alright, hold on. Okay, guys, so all I did was Google Broncos quarterback draft 2016 because that's the year I was thinking he was drafted. It was 2016, and it was Paxton Lynch who got drafted by them. So, I mean, you've had all these guys who just cannot play, and now you bring in Case Keenum because he had one good year out of his entire career when he was in Minnesota. He had all these weapons. He had the running game. He had the offensive line. You had all this stuff. And you're like, okay, Case Keenum's in. I'm like, no, he's not. And look what happened. You got Didnt, okay? Alright, guys, so that is the conclusion of week 16, and we are going to move on to week 17. Okay, guys, so I'm going to throw up my week 17 predictions up at you right now. I'm sorry I'm holding my phone. You'll see why in a couple seconds. Again, it's in not the same order, so I'm just going to let you take a little look-see. Yeah, take a look at those picks. Those are some nice picks, right? Alright, guys, so I have my phone out for a reason. So, we're going to do a little math, okay? Now, unfortunately, what I'm going to do is I am not going to do the little halftime break. This is going to be like a little pre-game, okay? So, week 17, I went 13-3. Now, for week 16, when I was doing that, I said the goal was to avoid 100 wrong answers. 99. Boom. Alright, so the idea is to make sure we counted every single game possible. Alright, so you had 155, my total correct picks. You add 99, my total wrong picks. And then you add 2. You can do this on a calculator or your phone if you want to. Just go along with me. So you have 155 plus 99 and plus 2 for the 2 ties. 256. Okay? That's how many picks I made. Now, each team in the NFL plays 16 games. Hold it. Don't hit anything. Now, I want you to think for a second. Yes, there are 32 teams in the league, but you do not multiply 32 by 16. If each team plays 16 games, you have to have a team to play against, right? Which means you take the number of teams, 32, and you have it. That's 16. So you take 16 and you multiply it for, 16 for either the number of games or that a team plays, or the total number of teams in the league divided by 2. And you multiply it by the other 16, whichever that may end up being. So 16 times 16, or 16 squared, 256. So that means I did count every single pick from the entire season. Alright. Now, just to see what a ratio would be, okay? Let's take 155 and divide it by 99. I get 1.5656. It just repeats forever, essentially. So let's call it 1.57, okay? 1.57. So, and you can even round it down to 1.5 if you wanted to. So essentially, the ratio is for every 3 games I got right, I got 2 games wrong. You could say 1.5 games I got one wrong, but for every 3 correct picks, I had 2 incorrect picks. That's what it kind of averages out to. Roughly. That's not including the 2 ties. So, put that away. And let's get to the review. Alright, so I did end up finishing strong at least. Ah, crap, I gotta scroll up one. Alright, so Dolphins versus Bills. I did take the Bills here, and they crushed the Dolphins. So Kyle Williams has retired from the NFL after, like, I think they said 13 years with the Buffalo Bills. He's finally retiring. The Bills are the only team he's ever played for. He was drafted by them in the 5th round out of LSU. He's had an amazing career. He scored a touchdown a couple years ago, like last year, 2 years ago. Even in this last game here, he caught a pass. His first career catch in his NFL career. First career catch in his NFL. It was his first career catch ever. So that was really nice. And again, I picked him. Josh Allen was my number one guy. Sam Darnold was kind of my number one guy as well, but I knew the Steelers would never get him. I thought he was going to be the best quarterback in the draft. So when going through the entire draft process, I'm like, you know what? Josh Allen or Mason Rudolph. Those are my 2 guys. And then it became clear Josh Allen was going to be gone long before. So I stuck with Mason. But, he'll be a guy who, in 10 or 15 years, if he's a freaking superstar quarterback in the league, I'll be like, see? Anyway, but, good for the Bills. They ended on a high note. And the thing is, I don't live too far from Buffalo. I'm about an hour or a little more east of Buffalo. So it's good to see them. They're technically our local team, so it's good to see them succeed. Falcons at Buccaneers. I did pick the Buccaneers to win this, because I can't figure out either team to save my life. That is why. Then you had the Cowboys and the Giants. I did pick the Cowboys in this game. Didn't think it'd be this close, because I also apparently can't figure out the Giants. Panthers and Saints. I did pick the Saints here, and then I completely forgot, oh wait, they beat the Steelers last week, and they have absolutely nothing to play for. So, yeah. Panthers ended up winning. But neither Cam Newton nor Drew Brees played a single snap. Teddy Bridgewater played for the Saints. Let's see. Jets at Patriots. Usually the Jets, even if it's at New England, sometimes they'll give New England a hard time. They didn't this time. They got bowled over pretty well. Let's see. Jags at Texans. I did pick the Texans here, and it's just because I like them a lot more than I like the Jags. They're a better team. That's why they're in the playoffs and the Jags aren't. Lions at Packers. I picked the Lions here. I didn't think the Packers were going to get shut out, but I did pick the Lions. Let's see. Eagles at Redskins. Again, 2 shutouts this week. That happened like week 15 as well, I think. It was 15 or 16 it happened, but we had 2 shutouts. So the Eagles beat the Redskins. I think John Johnson was still starting, and that is why. That's why he's never on a team unless if it's a quarterback emergency. Chargers at Broncos. I did pick the Chargers to win this game. Case Keenum's not the answer for Denver. They made a complete mistake giving him a 3-year contract. And not drafting a guy. That was their big mistake. Not taking a quarterback. Let's see who else. Then they had Raiders against the Chiefs. I picked the Chiefs. That's Pretty much how I expected it would go, 35 nothing or 35-3. I'm sorry. I was probably thinking they'd score nothing, but that's probably around what I was expecting. Bears at Vikings. I did take the Bears here. I like their defense a lot. Khalil Mack's a monster. They can win games. When they can control it, they can win against almost anybody. All right. Browns and Ravens. I did take the Browns here. This was a bit of a hope pick, but I also legit thought they could beat them. I did. But unfortunately, they could not, which means the Ravens, let me scroll down, won the division. They won the AFC North, which means they got to go to the playoffs. And the Steelers' playoff dreams were just about done. 49ers at Rams. I did take the Rams, but for some reason, the 49ers, they've been in a lot of games. You know, they show they can play against you. A couple more players, get Jimmy G back, and they're pretty good. Bengals at Steelers. I did take the Steelers. Now, here's the funny thing. The Steelers opened as 17-point favorites. 17. 1, 7. 17-point favorites, right? Or actually, for you, it's probably like that. No, wait, 1. That's what it would be for you guys. Because the camera's like reversed, so I have to do a backwards 7 for you to see a 7. Right? 17-point favorites. Went down to 14.5. But I'm like, no, this game's going to be decided by by a touchdown or less. I knew it would. And I'm like, and, here's the and. I knew there was a chance the Steelers could still lose. It's the same as the Raiders game a couple weeks ago. You open as 10, 15, 20-point favorites if you're Pittsburgh. It's going to be decided by less than a touchdown. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Bet your life savings on it. Now, it takes me maybe half a season to know yes or no to that answer. So, at this point in the year, I know my team. Then you have Cardinals at Seahawks. I did take the Seahawks here. Didn't think it'd be this close. Cardinals are bouncing back a bit, but next year they could potentially be good. Depends on what happens. If Larry Fitzgerald retires, if, David Johnson's got to be really good next year. They got to have Josh Rosen develop nicely. A few things have to happen. They got to get more weapons. They seriously got to almost revamp their entire team. Then there's the Colts at the Titans. Now here's the thing. Because the Steelers won and the Ravens won, they needed the Colts and the Titans to tie. No, I did not predict a tie. That would be stupid. But I did pick the Colts to win this game, and I was just hoping they were going to tie. Hoping and praying they were going to tie. But it was the Colts, and it was Blaine Gabbert. So that's what ended up happening, and therefore the Steelers are going to miss the playoffs. Which I'm very sad about. But at least I won't miss anything huge that I care about. All I want is the Chargers to beat the Ravens. And for the rest of the playoffs, beat New England. I don't care what happens in the NFC too much. Beat the Ravens. Beat New England. Send anyone but them to the Super Bowl so the Saints can kick their butt and win it. Okay? So again, I finished 155, 92, or 99 and 2. I think it'd be really interesting to compare that record to NFL experts, like the people you actually see on TV that make predictions. I think it'd be interesting to see how I compare to them. Let's check it out if we can. Okay, I shrunk myself a little bit just so I make sure I don't block anything. Wait, guys, no, don't block me. No. Alright, so remember, I went 155, 99, and 2. Okay? So basically, the goal is to have someone even be right in the middle, right? So let's look at Pete here. Pete Prisco. Now this is just CBS NFL stuff, but we'll just compare these guys. You can do more extensive search if you want to. I'm not going to. So Pete's a show off and went 171, 83, and 2. So he obviously did better than I did. And I'm a little pissed off he did. Looks like no one actually predicted any ties though from weeks 1 and 2. So obviously did better than me. Did better than me this past week as well. Let's move on. Jason LaConfora went 8-8 this week and had a 134, 120, and 2 record, so did quite a bit worse than I did. Only got, 21 more wrong answers than I did. Only 21. Only, a whole, over a week. Almost week and a half. And let's see. Somehow Will Brinson actually tied with me at 155, 99, and 2. So we have one guy that did better, one that did worse, and one that actually somehow tied my record and went 11 and 5 this week. And I went 13 and 3. So he did a little worse. Looks like Jared Dubin and Ryan Wilson went 13 and 3 just like I did. So Jared has 166 correct, 88 incorrect, and the 2 ties. Did better than I did, unfortunately. Then Ryan went 164, 90, and 2. Did better than me. John Breach somehow tied Jared Dubin and got 166, 88, and 2. That's pretty amazing. And Dave Richard tied Pete Prisco at 171, 83, and 2. And then Jamie Eisenberg had the best record of the season, went 174, 80, and 2. That is insane. That's a really good season. And then let's see. So let's see. Jamie went 12 and 4. Dave went 11 and 5, and John went 10 and 6. So I had a nice bounce back week, which helped me get over more some of. So let's see. Just the week in general, I did better than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these guys on the week. And remember, these are experts that get paid to do this by CBS. I did better than 6 of them this week. Tied 2 of them for the best. A lot better than 1 guy on the season. Tied 1 guy on the season. But then the other 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The other 6 did in fact do better than me, but the best guy was at 174.80, so only 19 picks separated me and the best guy. 19 picks. So, and the thing is, I'm biased. These guys are not supposed to be biased. I am. I'm biased. They're not supposed to be. And I still beat one of them and tied the other. And beat them on the week. Like, Like, I'm looking at this and I'm amazed. I truly am. This is just insane to me that I'm able to do that. Alright, get out of that before I F something up. I'm gonna leave myself tiny. I'm gonna fix it later. So if you guys like this video, please do. I'm sorry it was so long, first of all. I'm sorry it was long. It's just I had to do everything. And then, hey, why not take a look at, how I compared on the season. So if you guys like this video, please leave a like. And if you're excited for the playoff predictions, leave a like. I promise I'm going to be better with those. It's like 4 games a week. I can do that. And it'll be like a 2-minute long video. It's going to be awesome. So if you guys like it, leave a like for that as well. If you're excited for them, leave a like. Just spam the like button an infinite amount of times. Infinite likes! And if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button and turn notifications on. And I will see you guys next video. Later.
Once I was 7 years old, Mama told me, go make yourself some friends or you'll be lonely. Once I was 7 years old.